What's up everyone, and welcome to another episode where we're going to take a look at how hackers are using fake torrent websites to spread malware to its visitors. Now this may not affect you personally, but you might have a family member or an employee that has this bad habit of downloading cracked software, music, or the newest blockbusters from these torrent sites, and in turn they can get your home or your business infected. Now, if you didn't see my last episode where we talked about the Maze ransomware gang closing up shop and drifting off into the ether, the link to that episode is above. In case you already know this particular story that we're going to cover in this episode, I've broken the episode into two parts. Of course, I hope you'll watch the full episode and maybe you can get a piece of information you missed while you were reading it the first time, but if not, you can now skip directly to my insights at the end of the episode, right from the timeline below. For the rest of you, let's go through the story together and see what we can learn to protect ourselves and others.
Oh, drat these computers. They're so naughty and so complex. I could pinch them.
While some Malvertising attacks could target users on legitimate and even highly reputable websites, malicious ads usually tend to proliferate in the less wholesome corners of the web, such as porn and torrent websites. Researchers discovered 5 clones of the Piratebay website serving malicious ads to more than 7 million users each month. According to the report by Clean.io, Malvertising saw a massive spike of 231% in the third quarter of 2021, especially in terms of malicious landing pages. Worryingly, ads served by Malvertisers on websites and mobile apps can make you fall victim to malware with a single misplaced click. Sometimes you don't even have to click. Merely viewing a malicious ad can result in you losing control of your device or your data. While visiting websites like the original Piratebay is not something we would recommend in the first place, their fake clones are much more dangerous to anyone who happens to stumble upon them, whether intentionally or by accident. Now, since these fraudulent websites sit behind Cloudflare, CyberNews researchers contacted Cloudflare to see if they could take them down. Guess what? They couldn't. Why? Well, Cloudflare informed CyberNews that they could not take the mentioned sites down since they're not actual hosting providers. Cloudflare does not host stuff. Furthermore, they noted that they didn't see evidence of these sites being malicious, although the Piratebay and clone websites are illegal torrent sharing sites, and the CyberNews team provided enough evidence, according to them, to indicate the maliciousness of these sites. CyberNews researchers discovered and confirmed 5 faux Piratebay domains that were directly involved in a massive Malvertising scheme serving malicious ads to more than 7 million users each month by dangling free content as bait. The Piratebay3.to dwarfed the other 4 in terms of monthly traffic, tricking upwards of 6 million monthly visitors into clicking malicious ads on its landing pages, while the Piratebays.com and the Piratebay2.to each exceeded 300,000 monthly visitors. Strangely enough, none of the websites investigated had been flagged as malicious by VirusTotal. As soon as a visitor enters a query into the fake website's search bar, they are presented with a list of scraped search results. Instead of the expected result, clicking anything on the list will open a fake torrent file that, while automatically named after the user's query, it's just a collection of small-sized files that are either simply non-existent or are infected with malware. According to Sean Dewhurst, one way to combat fake torrent websites that are engaged in malvertising is to starve them of their potential victims, educate users in online safety, and encourage them to find other ways to obtain the desired content. Dewhurst recommends installing both an ad blocker and reputable antivirus software as 2 of the most effective ways to combat malvertising on any site a user might visit. Also, using a VPN can also help to protect the user's identity and security online, he tells us. On a broader scale, Dewhurst stresses education in online safety and fostering the ability to identify potential scams or dodgy websites as beneficial in the long run. According to him, malicious ads can be served by fraudsters on all kinds of web pages, but they are usually found on torrent sites because on the black market, these sites serve as a gateway for illegal files. Torrent sites also have more visitors compared to other types of websites, making them big targets for malicious ad campaigns. So, what can we learn? Well, who is the gatekeeper to the internet in your life? Maybe it's you, maybe it's your wife or your husband, or maybe it's your company. Whoever that gatekeeper is should be implementing blocks at, say, the firewall level or the router level to protect you from malicious websites. You could use content filters, gateway antivirus, anti-spyware software. You could use local device antivirus software along with, say, device level firewalls. Just think, Windows firewall is an easy example. Many companies already block adult content sites, file hosting sites, fake news sites, gambling, gaming, social networks, even e-commerce sites, but suspicious domains are a little bit trickier. As a story noted, there were roughly 7 million monthly visitors who were tricked into either clicking on or otherwise having malicious stuff opened up on their machines. That's 7 million a month from 5 websites. And that's only the sites they were able to find. What about the tens or hundreds or perhaps thousands of sites lurking out there with a similar attack mechanism? Now, so far, I did mention only a tech solution. Firewalls, antivirus, and blah, blah, blah. But I know that technology alone is not going to fix or somehow thwart this threat. We have to increase efforts in educating people. Ignorance or saying, oops, I did not know, is not really going to cut it much longer because the stakes are too high. And I might be telling my age, but I can remember when the I love you virus spread like wildfire in the 2000s. But it was not super malicious or anything even close to the severity of today's malware or backdoors or Trojans or worse, ransomware. Education has been an issue since way back then. The thing that has changed, though, is that the stakes have gotten higher. According to Unit 42's research, in the first half of 2021, the average ransomware demand was $50 million. Now, that's based on publicly available information, and not every payment is made public, but that's still a pretty big Urkel moment. We are only as strong as our weakest link. So let's see what we can do to improve the knowledge of our most vulnerable peers. If we can improve people's understanding of how to spot risks and not put themselves in these kinds of pickles where they're surfing some torrent site in the first place, then maybe, just maybe, we can begin to see more hacker groups closing up shop like the Maze ransomware gang did because it ceases to be as lucrative as it currently is. Hey, maybe that's a good startup idea for someone to build a cybersecurity education platform. Just do me a favor and don't build it on WordPress, alright? With that, I say thanks again for watching this episode. Don't forget to share and subscribe if you haven't already to my channel, and smash the bell if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.